What can I say about Promised Land except this is a book that everyone must put on their bookshelves or their Kindles. The character of Aubrey Evans and Melody Daniels definitely has some characteristics towards my aunt and mothers. Um, be that they're black women and they're raising black men in this country. As you guys looked at the election 2016 presidential election, you realize racism is not dead. Oops. Let's go back to 2008 where you realize racism isn't dead when all of the bigots came out of World War. This book doesn't just talk about um, modern day slavery or thinking that slavery is, things like that in 2018 or 2017 that people are featuring wondering why is slavery so allowed still. Hmm. The problem also is why do people turn their head when it comes to social justice? Why do people just rather put their fucking head in the sand when it comes to social justice? Um, it talks about many things in the book. Why many of us decide not to engage in politics. Why many of us decide not to engage in community meetings. Why don't we do that as black people sometimes? Not only did the book talk about that, it talked about a woman who basically did not give a damn, which was Aubrey. She's raising three children, two men and one daughter. Her daughter, although she's 16 and pregnant, seems like she's the most awake out of all of them, the whole family. Um, she seemed like she was aware, especially with shootings of her black friends in North County. Those shootings they talk about remind me of many shootings that took place. Trayvon Martin, Jordan Edwards, Mike Brown, just many of young black men and black women are being murdered by the police or just being murdered unjustly. Why did we continue just holding our hands in this thing? Why? Not only it talks about that, like I said, it talks about voting as well too. Why many of us don't take our asses to the poll. Why many of us are like, oh, my vote don't count. If you look back at the elections in Virginia, Alabama, black women was out there voting, and their vote did freaking count. It takes the book definitely makes me. I get frustrated sometimes. Also, just me personally, when I do talk about social justice, and people have negativity things to say. Oh, they don't care, or why do I talk about it? This, that, and the other. Or people may not listen, and this book reminds me every day of why I continue doing what I do. Or why authors such as Brenda Hampton or Nikki Michelle or many of us talk about the issues we talk about, such as colorism, racism, homophobia, sexism, things like that. It got to me thinking that I'm glad that I'm going to continue to, we need to continue to educate each other about issues that matter. Especially when we have a bigot in office. Especially when we have a bunch of politicians who are a bunch of pussies that don't do anything about it. About this man they elected in there. About a bunch of people, about a platform that he's giving these men, these racist men and women out here, platform to say anything out their mouths while he continues doing it. Promised Land was not just a book for entertainment. Promised Land was to wake people up. Promised Land was to educate people. Promised Land was really to just get us awoke. You know? They also mentioned you do have some white people who ain't here, who are awake, who realizes racism, who put their lives on the line to fight for Black Lives Matter, who don't have their heads stuck in the sand. And I personally know a couple, well, more than a couple, a few that are very much awoke and don't have their heads in the sand, who are out here in the trenches fighting. But that's not what it's about. Okay. Overall, I enjoyed this book. I enjoyed the writing of Brenda, Hampton, and Nikki Michelle. The story flowed excellent. The dialogue was heart-wrenching, but that's the reaction you should get out of it. You know? You could definitely get this weekend for free. I will put it in the link bar below if you guys want to get it. Even if it goes back up to regular price, it is worth getting this book. You know? This is worth getting this book. Anywho, this is one of my 2018 reviews from Books, Beauty, and Stuff. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching. And this is most important. Please wake up and just realize we have a lot going on. Happy Black History Month, too.